You know how shooters usually go? You hop into a small arena, run around with either a pre-selected arsenal of shooty bangs, or pluck up anything and everything the level has to offer. You bounce around blasting away anyone that comes near, and when you die it's fine, you'll pop right back after a few seconds. Well, Battle Royale does away with that last one, and I just don't get it. The dichotomy between fast-paced shooting action and the utter tedium of spending half the game in loading screens waiting to get into a new game is astounding, and straight away I can hear you going, "But Gaggle, you're just bad at games if you can't survive more than a minute!" But that's the problem, I'm not surviving for a minute. I'm sometimes surviving 10, 15, 20 minutes without even encountering an enemy. By the time I get into a firefight, I've got little idea what weapons I'm actually holding, since firing to test them is going to attract attention from the entire several square kilometres the map consists of. I have bugger all targets to find out how effective the damage or range is, and by the time I feel even vaguely comfortable, I start attacking one guy, only to be pinged off by some prick who found a sniper rifle over some cliff in the distance. And every single one of these games seems to rely on high-octane action for the shooting. While health and armour can be replenished, it's often a slow, tedious process that demands finding a safe place. Often impossible by the time you actually need to use them thanks to the dwindling circle of fiery poisonous doom, that half the time my blood is shot out faster than I can transfuse it. And look at this shit, how obtuse does a shooter need to be? There's an inventory that details all the ammo, attachments, equipment, throwables, weapons and items you have, which trying to decipher any of this while your squad mates are demanding you follow their direction is like cracking the fucking Enigma code while balancing 3 plates on your chin. I get first-person shooters with inventories. I've played a lot of Stalker in my time, and Stalker has probably one of the most annoyingly complex inventories of most shooters. You have to deal with only being able to equip a sidearm and a main weapon, while grenades are taken directly out of your inventory without needing to be equipped. Then you can equip artifacts to your character, which buff or nerf certain aspects of you. Then there's the armour, then you have to deal with this big square which is filled with all of the items that you have, on top of maintaining any weight limit that the game cripples you with. This all makes sense in a game that's about vast exploration and progressing a story and generally building yourself up as a character throughout the game, further equipping yourself with higher tier weapons and armour. But doing this on a game-by-game basis just boggles my mind. The amount of time and effort that I have to put into a game of Stalker while I'm playing through is pretty astounding. And if it ended the game by my death, that would just be annoying. But somehow, the exact same thing that's happening in a Battle Royale game is perfectly fine and valid, and it's super fun, guys! Then each game includes their own spin on the formula. Fortnite has building, requiring materials obtained by slamming a pickaxe into a tree, brickwork and metal, that lets you craft ridiculous impromptu base camps anywhere you want. Counter-Strike Danger Zone, on the other hand, has you collect cash to order in weapons and items of your choice, helpfully flown in by a drone and dumped roughly where you stand. Obviously here, the danger is that buying any weapon immediately reveals your location to anyone that sees your drone passing by overhead. Apex Legends went for the hero shooter style, each character sporting a different set of abilities, so great, more things that I can't really learn how to use without enemies. Then there's the map, always utterly enormous to contain the 24, 60, 100 players the game can have at any one time, so huge you'll barely get a chance to learn any of it without hours of research. I don't like wiki gaming at the best of times, but it makes sense for games like Terraria or Minecraft where you're trying to work out what items that you need in order to progress your status in the world. But when I'm looking up on a wiki to find where the best caches of weapons are, for a game that only lasts 5 to 10 minutes at a time, where weapon and item drops are randomised anyway, it's just annoying. Oh, and if you're finding Battle Royales tough to play solo, don't even bother trying out any that involve squads or teammates, which completely bars you from playing Apex Legends, which doesn't have a single player mode as of yet. Take all that time and effort finding a good loadout and multiply that by the built-up blue balls of several players, and they will quickly come to rage quit from both the game and you if you can't pick up your game within one try. Like seriously, I'm trying to learn how to play, but one second I'm too far away, then the next I'm too close, and I'm trying to work out what I have or need when I can barely tell what the hell weapon I have equipped on screen right now, where the information is as obscure as my fucking blood type. Let's be honest, only one of up to 100 players or squads can win, which leaves 99 people losing, so don't give me any of that get good shit. Most of you are losing 90% of your games too, many of whom will have spent a few minutes in lobby waiting for a game to start, only to be killed off 10 minutes later after their first player interaction. It just feels like an enormous waste of time, and sharing that feeling with 2 other people just amplifies the fury to the point no one wants to play anymore. If you enjoy Battle Royale games, that's fair enough, but someone please explain to me what the hell kind of fun do you obtain from this? How does spending upwards of a quarter of an hour doing nothing but holding W and jabbing E or F, or whatever the pickup item button is, how does this entice any amount of fun when you could be playing literally any other shooter game with far more gratifying and instant appeal? Though I have to admit, Apex Legends is worming its way into my brain. So far it feels like the purest Battle Royale I've played, no stupid additional gimmicks outside of a class selection screen right from the start, with solid shooting mechanics, varied loadouts and equipment, without being too overwhelming. Wait, no, fuck it, that's the 5th time today I've had my entire squad wiped out by the top team, fuck this game, fuck Battle Royale, fuck everything and fuck you! Just so you know, that last bit was a bit of a joke. I actually really like Apex Legends, and I'm probably going to start streaming it a fair bit more, and I'm going to put out a review hopefully next week. Woo! Videos!